In 2025, I want to read my physical TBR. It is time for me to declutter my bookshelves. I feel like I have so many books that have been there for years, and in order to get to them, because sometimes you need a little kick in the butt, I have written all of them down. This is technically my third year doing this challenge, my Read It or Unhaul It challenge, and I'm excited. I just did the video where we counted how many I had read or unhauled throughout the year, and then we also remove all the ones that I had read or unhauled not during the challenge this year, and then we added in there all the ones that I bought but didn't read last year. So we ended up with a number that was a little suspicious of 450 books as our starting number. Turns out I forgot to add back in here because I only have one book to represent a series that I'm reading, because I don't want to pick up book 3 in a series in there and it wouldn't be fair, you know? So we are adding back 2. The first one is A Torch Against the Night, which is the second book in this series. So I read the first one last year in December, took me by surprise, really ended up enjoying it, so we need to add book 2. And then I had read the first 2 books in the Old Memoir series, so we are adding The Last Colony, which is the last book in that one. So it means that we are starting with 452 unread books on my shelves. That's a lot. That's a lot. My goal is not to get to 0. Obviously, if you decide to do the same thing, it could be your own goal. Personally, I just want to get to those unread books, finding some hidden gems, or just getting rid of the ones that I'm not enjoying. And I feel like sometimes you just need that motivation to start it and try it. And this challenge has been working really well for me, so why not do it for another year? If you are new, or as a reminder, the colors do mean something. So red is mystery, thriller, horror books. You have green that is fantasy, blue is sci-fi, yellow is nonfiction, purple is classics, and pink is everything else. So it could be literary fiction, contemporary, romance, historical fiction, and every month of the year I will be doing a reading vlog solely reading books from the jar. And in every video I'm allowed one time to put back the paper. If I don't want to read War and Peace, which I've been joking around, one day it will come out and I'm not reading it, okay? But I don't tend to use that super often, but then there are some videos, you know, you can do it a few times. It's okay, my challenge, my rules. Which color is that? Pink. Okay, okay, we're starting the year on an interesting note. I feel like that mix of genre used to be things that I didn't read a lot of, and then over time I have been reading a lot more of them. So hopefully the camera will cooperate and focus. When my reading first year I did that, it started really harshly, but I have a good sign. I feel like 2025 is going to be a really good year. That was backward. Did I show you backward? Was it upside down? Oh, okay. The Island of Missing Trees. Yes. I want to say F yes, because let me grab it. It should be right behind me. Okay, so those are classics, but the rest is all that everything else. And you can see I've been reading so many more of them, buying so many more of them that I don't have the space for it anymore. One day I'll have to reorganize, but where is that? Because I read this one last year by this author and it made it to my best books of the year. So I know it's blue, but right here, I knew it was blue. The Island of Missing Trees. So her other book, 10 minutes, 38 seconds in the Strange World, took me by surprise. It was one of your recommendations, actually. It was one of your best books of 2023, so I had bought it in order to read them. And it didn't make it to the vlog where I was reading your favorite, but eventually I picked it up and I loved it too. And I have this other book by her. So I think this one is kind of historical fiction or just contemporary mix. Usually not what I go for, but it was shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction. Cool. So you have these 2 teenagers that meet. I think they fall in love and then later on they meet up again. I'm expecting emotions because the other book broke me. So what a way to start the year. Is it going to make me cry? Am I just going to be really emotionally invested? Hopefully. I had really liked her writing in the other one, so I have a good feeling. Way to start the year. This better not disappoint because I have high expectations and I have to remove this sticker. I bought this used. Most of my books I buy used, and sometimes they have the worst freaking stickers, and like Target, there's not even a Target in Canada. Like, why are you here? So I'm gonna go have fun with that, and hopefully I like it and we'll pick up something else. Maybe in the next one I can let Claudia pick because she keeps yelling in the background of my videos, so I feel like it's only fair that she gets to choose what I read. So next one. Random update. I was filming a video about my bookish resolutions for 2025 and my reading goals also, and I almost included a category but then I didn't, about wanting to post more on social media, not YouTube. Because I've been going back and forth about posting more on Instagram, and honestly, the app just makes me feel inadequate. I don't know if you guys can relate. I feel like you have to be a professional to post on Instagram. There's a ton of pressure for like high quality content, and I just don't feel like, one, I really have the energy for it, but also I don't feel like I have it, you know? Maybe again, it's just myself putting that pressure on my own self, but I do. And I was considering posting on TikTok, but things have been really weird. And also I'm Canadian and we don't have the creator fund, so if you post you make no money. And like, not that everything I do is for money, but we still live in a capitalistic society, so like everything does cost money. So I wanted to talk about this because I have a friend, we had this discussion about YouTube Shorts, and I don't think people realize how much they don't pay. Maybe it's just me, my experience, because I'm nosy and I would want to know. So I'm going to share with you some stats because I think it's interesting. So I haven't been posting on Shorts much, and again, Instagram either, because the Instagram comment section, rude, okay? Not you, obviously, but whenever a video goes viral, you tend to track weird people, especially if they're not, you know, your audience. And I feel like Instagram, there's weird AI stuff, even on YouTube Shorts, and like the comments, the people are mean, people are rude. And I feel like TikTok, I would find my niche with the algorithm and maybe it would have been different, but again, maybe not now. I thought for a while that maybe YouTube would be different. And if you hear Chunky in the background, it's nowhere near his mealtime and he's crying. We're just gonna have to allow it. He's pretending, oh yeah, he's attacking the ceiling lamp for the dining table because he knows it's gonna attract my attention. So anyway, I'm gonna ignore him, but you're gonna hear him. I only created one YouTube short that is like book content solely to post it, and I thought it was hilarious. I don't think I can put the sounds on here without the video getting flagged, and I don't want to wait like a week for it to be allowed, so I'm not going to put the sound, but if you know, you know. I'll link it if you want to watch it. It's basically one of my only shorts, and I thought it was funny. I made it and posted it before they were actually monetized, so we're going to keep that in mind with the stats. So the first like 50,000 views I think were not monetized. So again, I created just for fun. I thought it was funny and I decided to post it, and I still think it's funny. That video has over 100,000 views. I think it's like 110 or something. So out of the 60,000 views, I have made $7, and most of it, you can see from the stat, it's recently. So I don't understand how people make a ton of money. I mean, I guess you have to have a million views. Like, that's probably why they create this weird AI stuff. Is it just my algorithm? I feel like I keep seeing weird stuff. $7 for 60,000 views, or 100,000, but like, again, they weren't monetized at first. But like, that is not great. That is not great. To be fair, it wasn't a long video to post, to create and edit, but like, still, it's not very impressive. But I was mentioning how the comment sections can be weird. I had created the one, I did private it. I can put it available through the link if you want to see it. But I feel like, I don't know if you've seen those videos of people announcing that their cats are making them like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And I've been joking that I should make my cats famous, because I mean, shit, 4 of them, like one of them should be able to make it, right? Gotta pay those bills. And I jokingly filmed a couple just for like friends, and because they make me laugh once again. And I did post one, and it was this one. Again, keep in mind, I can't put the music, so just imagine sad little music. And I thought the joke was really obvious. Like, basically, it wasn't me saying that about stray cats. It was Claudia, so the camera accidentally flips. And I thought the humor was obvious once again, and apparently it wasn't. Again, not from you, but random people that saw it. I got so many comments. They're not there anymore because once I replied, they removed them. But so many people didn't understand that it was a joke, and they thought I was saying that about cats. And then there's a couple people that doubled down when I explained that it was a joke, that, oh, it's not funny. Like, how dare you still joke about stray cats? As if I haven't helped a bunch of them, as if I don't own currently 4 cats that would be outside. Like, if someone can joke about it, I feel like I have done my duty, okay? I have helped a lot of cats. 5, okay? 5 went to the vets, got all their vaccines, and got fixed because of me. So I've done my part. I'm allowed to joke about it. And yeah, they still double down and eventually deleted the comments. So I fear that if I were to post on Instagram or YouTube the jokes that I want to joke about, people will not get my humor. So it's not just that I would make no money. It's just that people do not understand. And in my head, I thought that if I were to post on TikTok those jokes, again, the algorithm would have found my people. We will never know now. But I thought it was funny as a topic, the fact that different algorithms will bring you different people. The cats should pay the bills, but they will not. They will just stay in these videos instead, which right now, let's see. This is what I'm seeing. 3 cats enjoying the snow. This little a-hole just attacking my ceiling lamp. Right, Chunk? I would like to point out he's 2 hours early for his next meal. 2 hours. I finished my first book for this video. I really enjoyed it. So The Island of Missing Trees, which I don't know if anyone even had noticed, the Evil Eye. I didn't until I was like halfway through the book, but I enjoyed it. This is the second book I finished by her. I think I had mentioned the intro, the 10 minutes one, which was a 5-star. I really loved it. And then I had tried the 40 Rules of Love and I put it down like halfway through. I still don't know if I'm going to go back or not because the vibe is just... Okay, bear with me for a second, but I feel like the prose is very heavy, but it flows really nicely. I feel like it's very, very quotable. There's almost a touch of magical realism to it. And I feel like if you enjoy authors like Frederick Backman, or is it Paulo Coelho that is really, really popular? I think this would appeal to you. I do think that this author's writing works better for me because there's more complexity and it just appeals to me more, but I feel like the vibes are still somewhat similar. I feel like people in real life don't read as much fantasy and sci-fi than I do, so I feel like this is something that I can recommend in general a lot easier. Not fully prepared for the story. I feel like it's not exactly what I expected. So there's a back and forth between timelines. So at first you are like present time in the 2000s, like 2000, there's no exact date. It says late, I think 2010s. And the daughter of these 2 characters you're going to follow in the past, she is struggling. She lives in the UK and she's going through a lot because her mother passed away. And then you go back in time and you follow how her parents met, the difficulties between them because of the relationship, different religion, both from Ireland in, is it Cyprus? I don't know how to call that. Oh my god, I forgot you were here. You terrified the shit out of me. I let Clara in and she's been hiding. Ooh, but it's good. She's going to choose my next book. So you're kind of learning how their parents met, you know, soulmates, and how the relationship blossomed and the effects of it. But the touch of magical realism, I mentioned that because some of the chapters, the point of view is from a fig tree. It's hard to explain, but I do feel like most of the chapters from that point of view worked for me, but they tend to be a little slower. But again, her writing is beautiful, very quotable. I did put one post-it. What was it for? Oh gosh, okay, this is random, but you know how every teenage girl that is, you know, angsty, whatever, they all tend to freaking read The Bell Jar, and that book, I read it finally last year and it made it to my worst books of the year. So I thought it was funny, but really annoying because every time these authors talk about that book, I'm like, did you read that book? Like, why are you doing this? Anyway, she was reading it. I completely forgot. Good thing I put that post-it. So yes, I did enjoy this book. I will give it 4-star. It's not my favorite by her. Once again, I don't think anything is going to beat 10 minutes for me, but it's making me want to read more by her, and I will. I might still give a second shot to 40 Rules of Love, but that one feels really... like, the writing is almost a bit whimsical, which can be so hit and miss for me. I feel like I've read a couple books with that kind of writing. Maybe I can put more on the screen. I feel like I'm not thinking of anything. But like, How to Win the Time War, is that what it is? Or Emily St. John Mandel in general, like that kind of writing. I feel like that would appeal to you too. So highly recommend her. I mean, I like her a lot more than these other authors, but that gives you an idea of the style. So this was good. So that's 1 book down, and we do have time for 1 more. So, well, maybe more depending on how it goes. And Claudia is in the room destroying it. So I'm going to make her choose. I'm going to grab like 3 books and, well, 3 papers, and I'm going to let her choose. No, she's just attacking my chair. That's not working for me. Okay. Well, I'm just going to pick 3 books. Oh, too many? Okay, I think I have 3. So 2 red ones, 1 green ones. So 2 mystery thriller horror and then 1 fantasy. Let's put them on the floor and see what she attacks. Okay, so I have my papers. The Beast. There she is. There you go. Okay, no, you cannot attack this one. Choose one. Oh, that's the one. Okay, we see it. Thank you. Okay, so I haven't checked yet, but these are the two we'll go back for next time. I should have looked what they were. Too late. Do you want to see first? Hopefully my camera will focus and cooperate. The Mysterious Case of the Alberton Angels. That's one I bought. That's one of the ones I bought last year. So let's grab it. So this is my mystery thriller horror shelf. Can you tell where it is? I can see it. Because these are the ones I bought last year. So there it is. Okay, I desperately need to organize my shelves. I think I will dedicate a video on the topic because it's not good. It's worse here. I've been filming a lot, I feel like, in December, and we're just slightly catching up. So, and Claudia's not helping. Okay, she's been reorganizing too. The book, The Mysterious Case of the Alberton Angels. So I have read The Appeal by the author and really enjoyed it, and I want to try more because of the format. I don't know if it's going to be like a one-hit thing for me or if I will find more favorites that way, but I enjoyed it for one book, so we want to try it again. Oh, there you go. Thank you. So I think this is kind of the case again. It seems to be the case again where it's just interviews and text messages and like information that way. And I believe this one, I don't know if it's inspired by real life. I don't think so. I don't know why, because cults, everyone is obsessed with cults. So I don't even know what's real or not anymore. But essentially there was this cult and they all themselves, and then there were survivors, like a baby and at least the mother or something, and there's an author that wants to write a book on the topic, and she wants to find these people. It's been a couple of years, so she's trying to, you know, find information, write her books. So that's going to be my second read of this reading vlog. This one is like 400 pages, but I feel like that format is not really slow, so it should be fine, right, Claudia? She found the paper. Okay, it's 400 pages. We can do this. I'll update you. Book 2 is done. It went well. It was a bit longer to read than I expected. I only have a few post-its to talk about. But I wanted to tell you how it starts because I didn't open it before reading it, going and reading it. But I wanted to give you a little of context in case that appeals to you. So the first page says, you have a key that opens a safe deposit box. Inside is a bundle of documents, archived research material for a book that has just been published. You must read it all and make a decision. Either replace the documents in the box, then throw away the key where it will never be found, or take everything to the police. So you go through the documents throughout the whole book and you make your own decision. So I have to say, doing it a second time wasn't as fun. I don't know if I'm going to be the only one or not. I think this is a format that is really interesting to explore, but it's something that I think I didn't need to do again. Don't get me wrong, I did overall enjoy myself, but I think I will be rounding it down to a 3. Like, it was okay. I think I'm just not huge on like murder mysteries that are specifically around cults. I know it's a big thing on the internet, so I feel like this will probably appeal to more people than just me. Let me just remind myself, what did I put the post-it for? Because, oh, okay, actually, okay. I think the author is really good at letting you make your own deductions about like the characters, if you're going to like them or not. And specifically for this book, the author, the person, you know, that wrote the book, and she's doing the research, and she doesn't seem to be a great person. Like, at first there's a lot of banter between her and this other man because turns out he's also writing book about the same thing, so they're kind of competing and then having to work together. But as she's questioning random people, getting her research because other people have written, you know, books or script on the same topic, she steals someone's idea. And like, this is really early in the book, so it's not a spoiler, but it's just to give you an idea of how the author works. So you're told that, you know, she writes to that guy and he tells her, yeah, I wrote this script called Divine, and I sent it to these people, and then I just never heard anything from it, but I can send you the first chapter if you want. She's like, nah, it's fine. And then when she writes to her publisher, she's like, oh, I thought of a name for my book, Divine. So like, it's never explicitly said. You're just realizing, oh, she's a bad person. Also, the author, you can tell she's a good writer because she gets to try a few extracts of some of the other works, right, that have been done on there, on the same topic. And the complaints that I've had about other books that I thought were horribly written, she does that so well. So well. Like last year, 2 books that made it to my worst books of the year had those like weirdly specific descriptions of outfits, and I just felt like it felt badly written. I couldn't really explain it. In 1 to 2 books, that's exactly what she does. This man like over sexualized the female character, blah blah, like it's very obvious. And then you get the description of her box fresh Louboutins made satisfying clicks along the sidewalk. Like it's just so specific. And I'm like, that's exactly what bothered me. So the fact that she's able to like do these things and then go back to her normal writing, I appreciate it. I see you. And the other version, because there were two, that one is like a Y or middle grade one, and it's very much like I'm not like a the girl kind of vibe. So she can do it. And that proves that these books are badly written, in my opinion. So I appreciate that. But overall, which by the way, that's all I have left. How often do you finish a lip balm? So overall, I did like the book. Like I said, I'm going to round it down to a 3 though, because for me, I think the format per se is just not my favorite thing. But that brings me to questions about my hair care. I thought I would include some because I've been getting a lot of questions, and this is like the one thing that has been changing my life lately. I was losing my hair in chunks just a few months ago, and like nothing was working. My hair looked like crap, honestly. And I feel like I'm finally starting to get to a point where it's under control. And for my scalp, actually, I've been really liking this Vichy shampoo. I tried literally every shampoo for like dry scalp, or like what's the word? You know what I mean? Like I had those like white dots, and like nothing I was using was working until I realized my scalp is just dry. Like I don't have any yeast or anything. So that Vichy shampoo, literally first time I used it, all gone. All gone. So I will be dedicating, you know, my next cat. I'm gonna call it Vichy or something because I'm so happy. I even got the tiny bottle because I was so sick of buying different ones and them not working and having to finish it. So I appreciate that it worked first try, and I will be repurchasing it, I'm assuming, like next winter, because it's usually when it starts to get bad. So I'm happy with that shampoo as like a first shampoo. I always shampoo twice. And for the rest, like normal shampoo and conditioner, I switch around all the time. But I do really like the L'Oreal Everpure range, particularly, specifically the hot pink cap one. I think it's the moisture range. Love that one. And like I said, smoothing cream after the shower, or, oh, air mask, forgot. I've been also trying to test a bunch of different ones because I feel like my favorite was still the very old school macadamia deep repair mask. It works, but I like this one so much that I got this brand. Actually, let me grab it because it's huge. Okay, so that's the Vichy shampoo. So like I said, I got the small one, and this is the size of the air mask, which like you get a lot, and you can see like I'm almost done with it. I do like it. It smells really good, kind of vanilla cake, which yes, can't go wrong with that. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm still trying to find new favorites because I feel like my hair has been struggling quite a bit, but I think this is the reason I've been getting compliments about my hair. Because as soon as I started using this, that's when people started telling me that my hair looked shiny and healthy. So thank you. I don't know about your week, but my week was very long. I'm glad it's done because the cats, I feel like I really feel for my friends that have kids more than ever, because you know when you have like toddlers that just refuse to eat? Charlie's my toddler. He's been, I mean, to be fair, he's been picky his whole life. He was born in my closet, and I have clips of him, like I literally, as a newborn, just not managing to nurse, and I had to literally hold him, otherwise he wasn't going to gain weight. At that age, you have to weigh them every day, and they have to gain about like 10 grams from what I remember a day. And like Claudia was always exactly the weight she needed to be. She was just, you know, she's always been perfect. And then Chunky was gaining like 20 grams a day because that's where he got his name, Chunky. And then Charlie, a couple times he would gain like 0, 1, 2, 3 grams. So I had to start like holding him so he would nurse. And even when he got older, that's why I keep saying that the lights are on but nobody's home. He would just be standing there shaking while the two other ones were nursing. And nothing has changed. He's still struggling to eat properly. He is my skinniest cat, which to be fair, the other are pretty round. But like they've been really happy about him skipping a meal every day. To be fair, they have 4 meals a day because Chunky otherwise just screams at my face. So if you have any tips, let me know, because I talked to his vet because I was worried, because he's also the cat that decides to eat things that are not food. And I'm always worried, like, did he eat something that I didn't see? Does he have a blockage? Has given me a few tips. Like I've tried, there's the Fortiflora whatever powder, which that tends to work. Nutritional yeast, or I'll put like a little bit of dry food on top of his wet food to convince him to eat it.
other treats. Like I've tried everything, but usually once a day he will just snob his food. He's not really losing weight, so I'm not too concerned. And I've tried to switch it up because that's what the vet was telling me to do. And unfortunately, when he eats something that upsets his stomach, he just stops eating. And Claudia, it's more explosive, which is always really fun. So it's been a struggle. So the other day, I was just standing in the cat aisle trying to figure out what am I going to do this time because magic tricks were not working out. I decided to get Tiki Cat, which if you don't know, this is the fancy stuff. And of course, it worked. And they all loved it, and nobody had an upset stomach. So I'm officially announcing that I will be starting to sell my organs because, like, to be fair, for cats, like, I know it's always going to be expensive, right? I knew what I was signing up for, but damn it, why is it always like that? So they're happy. He's been eating a little bit more, so I'm happy. When he eats more, he has more energy. And like he loves his wheels, so like he runs a lot. So you would expect him to actually have an appetite. But so Tiki Cat, if you see this, call me. I feel like Claudia would be a really good spokesperson. She would probably beat me up if I tried to make her film anything, but you know, you never know. But anyway, I still had a pretty decent reading week, I feel like, and we are now down 2 books from the original 452, so it means that we're back to the suspicious number of 450, but now it makes sense. So let's go put the 2 papers in the small jar that I just emptied. So we're starting from 0. Okay, so book number 1 was The Island of Missing Tree, which was a 4-star, and then The Mysterious Case of the Albertine Angel, which is a 3 stars. 2 papers, 450 more to go. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Read It or Unhaul It. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and my next vlog will be all about book series, which I already know where I'm going with this, and I'm very excited. I'll see you then. Bye.